All right, guys, look what just arrived. It's the new Ninja Creami Breeze. We're gonna open it up, compare some features to the original model, the 7-in-1, and the deluxe model. So let's go ahead and take a look at what was in the box. We'll put this over here so you can see everything. So the first thing that you pull out of the box are the lids and the containers, which I will show you just a side-by-side comparison. So this is the lid for the Breeze. This is the lid for the 7-in-1. They look very similar until you put them side by side, and you can see that the Breeze doesn't have this outer lip. It has it recessed inside a little bit. In fact, you can just go like that. So it's a totally different lid. And the reason is because the containers are totally different. So they are 16 ounces for the Breeze, which is the same as the 5-in-1 and the 7-in-1, but look at the difference in the containers. The new Breeze has these big like teeth on the outside that I'm assuming will lock into the new lid. They both have feet, but the new Breeze has the feet that are spaced out further apart. Not actually sure what the feet are gonna do in this new model because it doesn't have an outer bowl to lock into. So we'll see about that. And then you can see too that it's got the same grooves on the outside of the container that the deluxe container has. Obviously it's much smaller, but these must have some important feature that it does something for them to put it on the Breeze model as well. Okay, so you get 2 containers, 2 lids. We can call them pints because they're actual pints. So you get 2 pints, 2 lids. And then you also get, oh, and something to note is the containers and the lids are in boxes this time instead of in the actual machine. I know a lot of the models come with one of the containers in the machine, and people were having a hard time figuring out where that second or third or fourth container was because of where it was located. These are just in a box. Okay, so the next thing is the paddle, or the creamerizer paddle. So this is the new one, and this is the one for the original. I tried to figure out if there was any differences. They look almost identical. Size-wise, features. If I didn't know that they were for 2 different machines, I would assume that they were exactly the same. The one for the deluxe looks much bigger and much different, but these look very similar. So if you have both machines, I would make sure that you put them in different places so that you know which machine gets which paddle. All right, and then the next big difference is the lid. So this is the lid for the original, and the deluxe one's almost identical. A lot of people were having issues with, they were taking the gasket off because you wanted to clean inside it or underneath there. And then also getting in here to clean. A lot of people were seeing not such nice things in there, leftover ice cream, mold, whatever. So the new version for the Breeze, the lid is very different. It does still have a gasket. I don't know if you can see it. It's, let me see if I can get it. Oh, here, right here. All the way at the very edge. But, I mean, it looks like it's in there good. I don't know that I'd be able to get that off. The original one, it has like a lip on the outside where you could pull it. This one, I don't know that you're getting that gasket out ever. But it does look like there's maybe less likelihood that it's going to get dirty inside, or if it does, you're just not going to be able to tell because you can't see through this thing. It's got 4 holes in the top. I don't know if liquid goes through that into the actual like piece of the lid. I think only time will tell on that. So you just do the same thing that you do with the original and the deluxe. Push the little gray thing over so that you can get the paddle in. So let's do that. I don't know why that was such a struggle for me. All right, we got the paddle in, fits. It's also a little wobbly, just like it is on the original and on the deluxe. Hoping that this model makes it so that you don't have to clean it. I don't see Like this model, it has those little holes on the side that you can put water in to get inside of the lid. I don't see that as much on this new one. Let me take this out again. When the paddle's done in there, it does have a hole here. So again, I'm wondering if water can go in there to clean it or if water shouldn't go in there. So, all right, so next I want to put the lid on the actual pint container itself. For some reason, this blade is trickier to get in. Okay, so, and don't judge me, I haven't read the instructions. I literally just pulled this out of the box, so I'm winging it. But we're gonna go ahead, put the lid on. Okay, that was easy. It's on. It just barely turns. When you put it on, you'll see that it's got these arrows on it, and then the lid also has an arrow. So once you get the lid on, you just twist it until the arrows match up. So that's pretty easy. Okay, so let's take a peek here at the actual machine itself. Ooh, it has suction cups. All right, so let's see. First of all, whenever you get a Ninja product, the first thing you should do, turn the machine around, look for the QR code, scan it, and it'll bring you straight to the Ninja site, and you can register your product. Always, always register, regardless of where you got it from, register it, because if you have any issues and you need to do a warranty call for it, they're gonna ask you if you've registered it. So it makes it a lot easier. It keeps track of when you purchase it and everything. Okay, so here it is. We're just gonna quickly compare features. Ice cream, all of them have ice cream. Milkshake, the original has milkshake and so does the deluxe. Light ice cream they all have. Smoothie bowl, so I know a lot of people that got the deluxe were looking for the smoothie bowl feature. It's back with the breeze. Man, those suction cups are really strong. Okay, so smoothie bowl is back. We've got sorbet. We've got gelato, which is on all the other machines as well. Not the 5-in-1, but on the 7-in-1 and the deluxe. And then power, mix-ins, respin, and there's a lock button. All right, so don't do this at home. Please read your instruction manual. Let's see. Okay, that was easy. All right, that was pretty easy. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm putting in and I'm lining up one of these teeth, the one that's right underneath the lever, and I'm putting it right in the machine. You shouldn't have to like push it hard. It just goes, turn it to the right, follow the direction of the arrow, and it snaps right into place. Okay. I didn't think it was gonna work that easily, so I'm a little impressed with that feature. And you push the button and you turn it out and it comes off. Okay, so we're gonna put those suction cups again. Man, oh man. All right, so I haven't used it. I haven't turned it on yet. Quick feedback on it. I hate that you can't use the same containers that you have for your other ones because I don't know about you, but I have a ton of these pint containers. And now with the Breeze, I have to buy all new containers. That's a lot, a bit disappointing. But I really do like that there is no outer bowl. So hundreds of times people put the outer bowl in and they turn it to the left instead of the right. The outer bowl gets stuck. They've got to call Ninja, get a replacement or whatever. That is no longer an issue, which is awesome. Second piece is nasty lid syndrome that a lot of us have had may be gone because the lid is completely different. I don't think anybody's gonna really know until you use it a whole lot because you can't see inside of it as much as you can see inside of this one. So that's to be determined. But the functionality and the ease of putting it in the machine, it was easier. I just couldn't do it with one hand. The ease of putting it in the machine, I think, is really great. Same features as my 7-in-1. So if I have the 7-in-1, which I do, I probably wouldn't run out and buy the Breeze unless I wanted to make a video and share it with you. But it has the same exact functions. My 7-in-1 works great. I don't have any issues with it. I've never had any issues with the bowl getting stuck. I don't have any issues with my lid getting dirty. I don't have any issues with the scraping of the container, with the plastic. Never had an issue. So if I didn't have any issues, I'd probably just stick with the one that I got. If I was in the market to buy a brand new one, I'd probably get the Breeze just because I wouldn't already have that stock of containers, and I have a lot. This one probably solves some of the problems that people are having with the 7-in-1. I will say something though. It's being advertised as being smaller and better for people that have shorter cabinets or less counter space. We're gonna measure really quick because they look almost exactly the same height. So the Breeze is 15 3/4, and the original is 15 3/4 plus a hair. There's no real difference in height. The Breeze might be a little bit, ooh, I just found something. Hold on. Might be a little bit narrower. Looks like it's about 6.5. And the original, right there, about 6.5, but I think I may have found something. It could be a game changer. I won't know until I turn it on. But look at the back of the machine compared to the back of the other machines. I don't know if you can see it. I'll get this off the suction cups and I'll show you. What's that? Is that to help with the noise? I don't know. I feel like it might be to help with the noise. Do you think that's a noise reducer thing? I mean, I'm not technical. I don't know what that means or what that could be. But maybe it's to help with the noise. If anybody's got one of those noise, things that tell you how loud stuff is, and you get this one, please post in the group and let us know if it is as loud, because I'm really curious as to what that is. I'm gonna read the manual and I'm gonna see if it mentions it. And then one other thing about the manual or the inspiration guide, it does come with the quick start guide, comes with your manual, and then it also comes with the inspiration guide. I just thumbed through it really quickly. I wanted to see if the recipes were going to be different or if there were updates to recipes. Looks like lots of them are the same recipes and they're not updated. I'm actually a bit disappointed that it still says to use heavy cream. I think that everybody knows now that if you're using a lot of heavy cream in a recipe in the Ninja Creami, it basically churns to butter. We recommend that you use half and half instead of the heavy cream, but it is still in the inspiration guide. So I'm thinking these are the same recipes. So if you're looking for recipes that don't have heavy cream, here's my shameless plug, go to thetastytravelers.com. They've all been tested and they don't turn to butter. Yay. Okay, so I pulled out the manual and I just want to quickly go over some things that stood out to me. First, it says, do not fill the containers past the max fill line, which is, let me get to the English side, right here. Don't do it. Everybody wants to do it. Don't fill it past the max fill line. Also, do not operate the appliance on an empty container. That means don't put it in like this and just see if it works and spin it around for a ride. You've got to put stuff in it like you're actually processing ice cream. It does say that they're microwave safe, but only up to 8 minutes. If you're microwaving it for 8 minutes, I have questions. Don't do it that long. Let's see here. Don't use hot liquids. Also, it's not intended for dry blending. Do not process hard, loose ingredients or ice. I can't stress this one enough. That means no frozen fruit by itself. Make sure that you put some liquid, not water, in there with the frozen fruit, or blend it together. You can blend it with water, but make sure it's just one cohesive mixture when you put it in the container. Don't freeze just water. Water turns to ice. The machine cannot process ice. No ice, just ice cream. Don't freeze it at an angle. So make sure that you freeze it on a level surface for 24 hours. The manual requests that you freeze it for 24 hours. Some freeze it for less and it's fine. But if yours isn't working and you're freezing it for less than 24 hours, put it back in the freezer and follow the instructions to freeze for 24 hours. The last part is don't freeze it with this lid. Make sure you freeze it with this lid. Some people choose to freeze it without the lid because they don't want to get that bump that gets created. Sometimes with or without the lid, you get the bump. I don't know that it makes a huge bit of difference. Maybe it's specific to recipes. I've been freezing all of them without the lids and I still get the bump in some of them. So don't freeze it with this, freeze it with this or with no lid. Oh, this has a new thing. To stop an active program, you know how sometimes you push the wrong button or you're like, oh God, I forgot to put something in. And now we freak out, just don't pull the plug. To stop an active program, simply press the program button that is illuminated. So it'll turn it off. That's amazing. Okay, that's a good update because I'm guilty. I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta get it out of there. All right, that's all for now. I'm gonna have to use it and actually freeze some stuff in it and then process it. And then I'll get back to you guys on what I think about the new Ninja Creamy Breeze.